Hi, it's Tegan. Okay. Did I scare you? For this video today, I am going to be doing something that is kind of exciting. Over the years, I have collected just a couple signed books from some of my favorite authors, and I wanted to share all of them with you guys. I think I have a stack of like 12 or 13 next to me. Just ones that I'm just happy to have, authors that I've met through signings or that I've gotten online or anything like that. I'm going to be sharing them with you guys, and I've got some pretty exciting ones that I'm just like really happy to have. I'm gonna start with the first ever book that I ever got signed, and then I don't really have an order after that. I'm just gonna be going through them. So the first book that I ever got signed was The Dead of Night by Peter Larrañaga. This is a part of the 39 Clues series in the Cathills versus Vespers series in that. And yeah, when I still lived in America, Peter Larrañaga went to my local Barnes & Noble, and I got to meet him, and this was like really special for me because the 39 Clues series has been one of the series that I grew up with, and it's one that I've collected all of the books in. So yeah, he signed it for Tegan and signed it there, and it was just like a really special thing for me because it was the first signing that I ever attended. The next book that I have here is Eon by Alison Goodman. I actually met Alison Goodman at Supernova, the Brisbane Supernova, in November of last year, and I found out a couple days before I went to Supernova that she was actually gonna be there, and I was like so excited because Eon is a book that I got years and years ago, like probably 8 or 9 years ago. I don't even know. When was this book published? This book was published in 2008, and I probably got this around then. And when I saw that Alison Goodman was going to Supernova, I got really excited because it meant I got to get this signed. So she just wrote to Tegan, "May good fortune be with you always," and dated it as well, which was just like a really special thing for me to have, and I'm really excited to own that in my book collection. The next two books that I have signed, the author of these books was one of my friend's mom's friends, and so she sent me the entire trilogy and signed 2 of them. So I've got The Institute, which is the first book, and she's just signed it Kayla Howard. So there's that one, and then it's just the same thing, and I'm pretty sure this is the third book. I don't think I have the second book signed for some reason, but that's the second book signature there. But yeah, so I've got those 2 books signed. It's actually a really good series. If you guys are looking for I know dystopians kind of like, there's lots of different dystopians out there that you can read, but this one is actually really kind of good if you're into like maybe the Darkest Minds trilogy. This sort of falls around the same lines as that, and it's a pretty good series. So if you guys wanted to check it out, I would definitely recommend it to you guys. The next book that I got signed, it's not actually signed by the author because I might be a little bit more freaked out if it was, but it's Harry Potter and the Cursed Child by J.K. Rowling, John Tiffany, and Jack Thorne. But Jack Thorne pretty much wrote this. J.K. Rowling really didn't. I went and saw Cursed Child in January, and I ended up meeting pretty much the entire cast after the second part, and I got them all to sign this book. I did actually have a vlog that I vlogged my Cursed Child experience, but I've completely lost the SD card that had that vlog on it, and I have no idea what happened to it, and it's honestly really upsetting because I completely vlogged my entire experience, and I cannot find for the life of me what I did with that SD card, so it might be long gone. So that video might never grace the internet, but I did go and see The Cursed Child. I mean, I'm wearing the shirt today as well. It wasn't planned, but I am. Yeah, there's quite a few signatures on there. I met pretty much the entire cast, so that's pretty much the entire cast signature. I saw it in its second week, so they were still, I'm sure they'll do it for quite a while. I'm not sure if they'll do it at every single show, but the entire cast came out at the stage door and came down and met people and took photos and signed stuff after the second part. I actually met the people that play Scorpius, Albus, and one of the background characters as well, and I got photos with them the first night, but the second night I met everybody. So Harry, Ron, Hermione, Albus, Scorpius, Delphi, everybody. I met everybody, so it was like kind of really cool to get that. And yeah, so now I've just got the playbook signed by pretty much the entire cast, which is really special to me. The next book that I have, it's not one that I went to a signing to get, it's just one that I have signed because I ordered it signed, and that is Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. This is just a signed copy. It's just got his signature there. If you guys know me at all, you know John Green is one of my favorite people. I've grown up watching Vlogbrothers, and I've grown up reading his books as well. I got sent this and I'm really happy to own this, and I cannot even express to you guys. This was one of the first signed copies of books that I owned. Like, I had a couple others, but this was one of the first ones, and I cannot even express to you guys how excited and happy I was when I opened up this book and just saw the signature. Like, I was like, John Green held this book, or he had this book in his possession. His Sharpie graced the pages of this book. Like, what the hell? The next book that I have to show you guys is Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. I got this book signed when I met her at Supernova Gold Coast in April of last year, and I actually had no idea that she was going to be there because she was added to the list of people coming really late, and I didn't check again. So I had no idea she was gonna be there, and I do own Red Queen, but I didn't bring it because I didn't know she was gonna be there to sign stuff. But I ended up buying this book there and having her sign it. She just wrote to Tegan and signed it, which was really cool, and I'm really happy to have this because I absolutely adored Red Queen. I actually haven't gotten into the rest of the series, which I really need to do, but yeah, I'm really happy to own this one. Next up is a book that I have shown before on this channel, but obviously I'm going to include it in this one, and that is Dan and Phil Go Outside. This is not a novel, obviously. This is a collection of photos and text and such from when they went on tour, and I met Dan and Phil on their latest tour, the Interactive Introverts tour. I did an entire story time on it. If you want to check that out, I will leave it linked down below. But yeah, I got them to sign this book, which was like, holy shit. Like, I met Dan and Phil and had them sign this book. You know anything about me, you would know Dan and Phil are my favorite YouTubers. I love them with my entire heart. They are the YouTubers I've been watching for the absolute longest. They got me into YouTube, so meeting them and being able to get them to sign this book in person was so special. The next two books that I have to share with you guys are both by the same author, and that is Jay Kristoff. And so I have Illuminae signed and I have Lifelike signed. I ended up meeting Jay when he went on tour for Lifelike, and I was so excited because Illuminae is one of my favorite books. I love it with my entire heart, and so getting to meet him and getting him to sign these and getting to hear him talk about his writing process and answer questions about the books was honestly so special. And so I got him to sign Illuminae, and he wrote For Tegan, Fight Like a Girl, and signed it. And then I also got him to sign Lifelike, which had just come out like a couple of days before the signing. But yeah, he signed For Tegan, Learn to Swim, and signed it. And yeah, I'm really happy to have these. He's so incredible. I told him that, because I actually haven't finished this book yet. I'm about halfway through it, but I had read about 100 pages before I met him, and I told him that, and he was like, oh my god, you started it already? I'm so sorry. And like, I mean, knowing Jay Kristoff, obviously his books all end in death, but like, just hearing him say that to me in person scares me. And finally, the last books that I have to share with you guys are books that I have talked about before on this channel, at least having one of them signed. I haven't actually talked about having the other two signed yet on this channel, but I have the entire Divergent trilogy signed by Veronica Roth, and all three of these books I got signed on separate occasions. The first book that I got signed by Veronica Roth was actually Insurgent, and that was because I actually won a competition to get flown to New York, so from Brisbane to New York, and I got to meet the entire cast as well as Veronica Roth. And so she signed this book. She signed it on there, and then I've also got a lot of the cast has also signed this book, which is like so very, very insane to me. Yeah, so I've got people like Miles Teller sign this, Jai Courtney sign this, Octavia Spencer sign this, and Daniel Day Kim signed this, and a few other people signed this. But yes, Veronica Roth signed this book, and it is genuinely one of my most prized possessions. I will never get over the fact that I own this book signed by so many of the cast members and Veronica Roth, and obviously this book also holds a lot of special memories because it's from when I got flown to New York for the Insurgent premiere, and I got to meet all of the cast, and it was so special. And this was also the first time that I met Veronica Roth. It was so very special. And then I also have both Divergent and Allegiant signed, and these were on two separate occasions. So Veronica Roth came to Brisbane for the Brisbane Writers Festival, which was so crazy to me, and I saw her twice on the Brisbane Writers Festival, which is where I got both of these signed, and we were only allowed to get one book signed at each place, which is why I got them signed separately. But Divergent was on the first night, and she was doing a full panel on dystopian writing, which was really, really cool just to get to hear her speak about her writing and where she sees dystopian going in the future and how she thinks it all started. And just hearing her talk about Divergent for an hour was so crazy to me, because like, if you guys don't know, Divergent is like my favorite thing in the entire world. I love it with my entire heart. And yeah, so getting to hear her talk about that for a while was really, really cool. And I got her to sign this, and she wrote Tegan, Be Brave, and signed it. It was just a really, really special time. I was getting to see her for the first time in like 3.5 years, and it was pretty special. And then I also got Allegiant signed a couple of days later at the next event that she had, and she signed it. Tegan, Be Mended, and signed it. And this one was also really, really special. She was doing a panel with another author, and they were basically just answering questions about their writing and how they write and what their process is, and answering questions about both Carve the Mark and the Divergent trilogy. And it was just like really, really special getting to hear her talk about that. And I obviously met her again, so I told her, I was like, I actually went to the Insurgent premiere a few years ago in New York, and these photos represent her realizing that she knew that she had recognized me when she saw me the other day. She goes, "Oh, you were at the signing the other day, weren't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "I knew I recognized you from somewhere when I saw you there." She recognized me 3.5 years later. Like, how in the hell does that happen? And then I also got a photo with her, and I just love her so much. She's the sweetest. Yeah, I love her a lot, if you couldn't tell. So yeah, those are all of the, I'll just like pour the stack over here. Those are all of the books that I have gotten signed. They are now resting up against me. That is okay. I'm very grateful that I've gotten to meet some of my favorite authors and people and all of that sort of stuff. It's been really, really special, and I'm looking forward to hopefully meeting more authors coming up. I'm actually, V.A. Schwab is going to the Gold Coast Supernova in April, so I will hopefully be meeting her as well. And yeah, I know it's just like a signature on a piece of paper, but the memories that go along with it for most of these is honestly like that signature just like wraps all of those memories up. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed going down memory lane and talking about when I got all of these signed. I would love to know what your favorite book that you have signed is, if you have any. I would love to know that down below. That's gonna be about it for this long-winded video today. I'm Tegan, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!